see. If he hasn't called, then say what? 5 minutes. I'm not giving him any more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes are up. Yes, this is... Why does she have to leave the world's longest phone message? Yes, this is... Never mind. You know who it is. I've called 8 times. And believe me, this phone machine business does not fool me. Mason, I know you're there. You're probably both there. I hate to be the bearer of reality, you guys, but you do still have a wife, Mason. Though I have a solution to that problem. The same solution I had yesterday. Yes, I'd be willing to put my John Hancock on those papers if you promise me I can keep Brandon. Now, come on, I know it's what you guys both want. So get your butts over here. And all that.
Heather, I'm sorry. What for? I'm so late. My alarm didn't go off this morning, and Emily got in the shower and she wouldn't get out. It's just been really chaotic since my sister's
Don't
moved
worry
in.
about it. It's been really quiet since we've been... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can I get you some coffee?
Okay.
Cream or sugar? Okay, well, why don't I file these for you?
No, I got these out for reference, okay? I'm sorry.
Well, is there anything I can do for you
Look,
right
I'm
now?
going to have to call you back, okay? Yeah, just a sec. Relax.
Well, I'm sorry. It's just the whole way over here.
Look,
I thought
I
you were...
have so much work to do right now. It's amazing. And, you know, you don't need to impress anybody. You have the job here.
Another message, dare I?
You better check.
You know who it is. I've called 8 times.
That makes 8. She certainly is persistent.
It wouldn't be the first word I'd think of when I wanted to describe Gina. Want some juice?
You know, she's dead set on keeping Brandon.
Ooh, I hate that tone.
What are you talking about?
You didn't sound like it was not going to happen, and I thought that we agreed that we weren't going to give in to Gina's demands.
Certainly would solve everyone's problems.
What about Brandon? We'd be handing him over to the most malicious, destructive, unethical woman that I've ever dealt with, not to mention that she almost tried to strangle me right in front of you. Oh,
She was fighting you for her child. Doesn't that prove how much she loves him?
I don't like it.
Love?
Blackmail.
Julia, you're not the only one with something at stake here.
I know that, sweetheart. That's why we can still get an annulment if we go...
I know the drill, Julia. I'm the one that thought of it, remember? I'm just having second thoughts.
Why?
Because I don't know how many corporate clients would want to be represented by counsel who had been declared legally insane.
Temporarily, sweetheart, temporarily. Anyone who doesn't understand that, we don't need their business.
We need all the business we can get, and we're talking about some big accounts.
We're talking about the future of a little boy.
I wish you'd stop uttering
Heard any
opinions.
good phone messages lately?
Will you get out of my house?
I want an answer.
You got your answer. Scram!
I didn't get an answer from him. What's it going to be? I've got papers right here. I'm ready to sign them. All I need is your word. I'll treasure your freedom for my son. Have we got a deal?
Look, Celeste, I give you your desk back, but I need the typewriter and the telephone for just a little while longer.
No problem. And I could always go examine some patients or something.
You know, why don't you take a coffee break?
Heather, I've just got here 10 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
but you know, I can't take you kind of lurking around here looking for something to do. Here, read the paper. By the time you get through the first section, I'll be done with your desk and everything will be back to normal.
Like, are you sure? I don't mind. I'm sure there's
go.
about...
Go.
Coffee break?
Union rule.
What are you doing here?
I work here, remember? The dark-haired guy you're engaged to?
No, couldn't be. He's over at the house that we're having remodeled.
I just came by to pick up some blueprints I forgot here. A shed without a work plan is a scary thought. So what's going on?
Nothing. And believe how nothing it's been.
So everything's okay?
Fine.
Didn't seem so fine when I came in through the door. And I don't ever remember Celeste going out for a coffee break, let alone this early.
Oh, you know, that was my idea. I'm here at her desk, and there really isn't anything for her to do as long as I'm here. You know, I also figured that seeing as she turned down a job that offered her so much more money that, you know, we ought to show her that we appreciate her.
No, just doing a little spring cleaning. We got a rummage sale coming up.
Oh, looks like you got your 25,000-mile warranty out of these puppies.
Yeah, I put a few miles on those.
Pretty impressive. I went through a couple pairs of those myself. Well, actually, they weren't running shoes. Stiletto heels, they used to go real fast out on the sidewalk, you know.
Look, I'm not complaining about the company, but aren't you supposed to be at work?
Oh, I'm on an enforced coffee break right now. What? You're looking at me like
I'm
that.
just thinking about how much you changed and what a difficult transition you've managed real well.
Yeah, I had some pretty good help, you know.
Don't shortchange yourself. You did all the work.
It's funny. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think, I work a 9-to-5 job. I take coffee breaks. I hang out at the water cooler. When I'm doing this normal kind of yuppie routine. If anybody had told me 6 months ago that I would have been doing that, I'd say, no, you are crazy.
I still seem a little odd. I'm having everything changed into it.
I kind of like it. Well, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think, I would love to sleep in for a couple more hours. And every now and then I kind of get this urge to wear something a little wild.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really love it. And not everything's changed.
No?
Oh. The whole time I was out on the street, I used to think if I could just get out of this life, everything would be fine. It would solve all my problems. It's not quite what happened, though. Still have problems. Some are the same, some are different. Hell, I guess everybody has problems, right?
What's the main problem in your new life?
I guess I've always been the kind of person that believes in going after whatever you want. And now I'm starting to realize that it's not always really easy to find out just exactly what that is.
What'll it be, Mason? I'm ready to sign.
Get out.
Not so fast, Julia.
What's the matter? Trouble in paradise?
No trouble. We both want what's best for Brandon.
Then that makes 3 of us.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
Julia, I'm considering Gina's offer.
All right.
Oh, shoot.
Julia, you're talking about not being so cruel to Brandon. Well, I think it's cruel to let him go up with Cece and go through the same kind of hell I did. Now, I grant you Gina's not perfect, that she's manipulative and scheming and deceitful and somewhat
Get to the
vulgar.
point.
But even if she is all those things, I truly believe that she loves Brandon with all her heart, and as such, he'd be better off with her.
I know that your father has deprived you of love and the affection that you deserve, but maybe he's trying to change. After you got shot, I really see that he's going through some kind of transformation.
Yeah, from Dracula to Frankenstein.
Look at all the millions of dollars he gave to the survivors.
Yeah, that was very magnanimous of him, considering that the alternative was a prison term.
Well, he wasn't forced to be that generous. And he retired. He wants to spend more time with his family. You have to admit he's trying to change.
How many times have we seen somebody change and then revert right back to what they were?
I wonder at this moment.
Cheap shot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's blackmail.
No, I don't think it's blackmail at all. I think it's a deal that serves the best interest of everyone involved.
Well, you're rationalizing like you used to. It is good to know that things have gotten back to normal.
Would you please stop with the condescending analysis?
You know, it's really a shame you want to end our marriage. Because we think exactly alike. Face it, sweetheart. We're 2 of a kind.
Hello? No, Jed's not here right now, but I expect him real soon. Yeah, I could take a message for him, all right. Uh-huh. Does he know how to reach you, Miss Skaggs? Collier Pharmaceuticals? All right, I'll have him call you there.
Hey, Scott. Sorry I'm late. Had to stop by the beach house I'm working on.
No problem. You just got a message to call a Miss Skaggs at Collier Pharmaceuticals?
Thanks. Look, I think you're going to be real happy with this upstairs bath.
No, you can call her before you get into this, Jed.
It can't be that important. Now, about this towel work here.
You know, it's really a coincidence that she called here, Jed. You see, someone from Collier Pharmaceuticals just tried to hire our receptionist from us.
No kidding.
Yeah. Someone she doesn't even know just recommended her for the job right out of the blue. You wouldn't know anything about this, would you, Jed?
I just know about construction.
Uh-huh. Well, hit the nail on the head for me, Jed. Did you recommend Celeste for that job or not?
What do you want me to say, man?
I think you said enough.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Emily. Is Celeste here?
No, she went on a short break. She should be back any minute, though.
Oh. Is that your engagement ring? Yeah. Can I see it?
Sure.
Boy, that's quite a rock star you laid on you.
That's beautiful. But nobody ever gives me a ring like that.
Oh, I'm sure someone will.
You must be flipping out about the wedding.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Scotty is such a great guy. You know, when he used to come over the house, he would always tease me, but I didn't mind. I always thought of him as a big brother. Celeste told me that when they... Oops. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm sure it's hard for both of you to picture Scott marrying somebody else.
Well, it shouldn't be. Celeste used to be married to someone else.
What was her husband like?
He was a real jerk.
No, you don't know that. You never met him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he was.
Well, maybe you just didn't compare to Scotty. You know, I used to listen on their phone conversations. They were so romantic.
All talk, no action. I guess they had a lot to talk about since they didn't have anything else.
Lisa?
What are you guys doing here?
Oh, one of us is removing her foot from her mouth.
What are you talking about?
Well, we thought we'd come by and pick up a donation for the Dinopoly Ladies' Lunch, but maybe you can donate in person.
No, I can't go to lunch, you guys. I just have
Go ahead. Why don't you go?
No, Heather, I don't feel right.
I was going to have you stop by the hospital and pick up some more medical journals for me, so that'd be great.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go. Go, have a real good time.
You heard the boss. Let's go before she changes her mind.
Why did you insist that we meet here? I thought maybe you looking around at this place might bring back your sense of familial obligation. If you're talking about me marrying that DeFranco broad... Don't interrupt your uncle. Sorry, I thought you were finished. I'll tell you when I'm finished. You got no choice, Bernardo. You put me in a very difficult position when you fingered Lyle DeFranco. Now, if you don't marry his Vanessa, it's going to be a war between the DeFrancos and the Tagliatis. Now I'm finished. How could you do this to me, Uncle? What choice do I have, eh? Tell me. I finally have a real chance of being with the woman of my dreams. You blew that chance when you turned Lyle into the cops. Never as a Tagliati turned down one of his own. I told you, I did not want Mason wiped out. I know you were trying to help me, but you have managed to screw up my entire life. I screwed up your life? Did I put you in those sequin gowns and those patent leather pumps? You did your own makeup, you made your own bed, Nardo. Be a man. Your obligations now is to our family. So you're telling me that I gotta marry this chubbo, Vanessa DeFranco. I got no say in the matter. I got no opinion. You can have any opinion you want. As long as you say, I do on the day of your wedding. Oh, Nardo, you're my nephew and I love you. I've got responsibility to the family, and so do I. And remember one thing. No one turns their back on the Tagliatis. No one.
Plan to continue a strained silence, intermittently interrupted by vague but necessary statements?
I thought we settled this.
No, you didn't, any more than I did.
I can't believe you let Gina say those things.
Say what?
All the things that she said, and you didn't even contradict her.
You shoved her out the door before I had a chance.
I don't think we should discuss this anyway, because we don't agree, and we should just leave it alone.
Well, that's fine with me.
Well, that's just fine with me.
So you're going to miss this place?
really thought that I could make a difference here. And I think some days that I did.
I'm sure more often than not.
Thanks. I could choose, but I can't, so I won't. And I'm gonna go get some more boxes from the supply room.
Well, I'll say one thing for you, Keith. You sure knew how to take a deposition.
Mason.
Oh, hello, Father.
I read in the newspaper that Julia's being fired. I feel responsible.
Well, don't. We both think it's a positive move. We're going to be setting up an office together.
I see. Well, you'll find that very rewarding, I'm sure. Is Julia around?
Not at the moment, but she should be back soon if you'd like to wait.
Maybe it'd be better if I go. Tell her I'm sorry.
Father, I'd like to apologize to you, too.
Me?
Yeah. You see, I'm aware of everything that Sonny Sprocket said or did to you.
You are?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're not at all.
Why don't I just run one of these boxes down to the car?
Thank you.
Good to see you, Father.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Mason.
I don't know why I'm surprised that you show up here. I mean, you just always are around whenever I'm in a crisis.
Julia, I know how much this job meant to you. I can't tell you how sorry.
I'm not going to let you blame yourself.
Mason tells me that you two are going to be practicing law together.
That's the plan.
Well, I know it's not going to be the same as being district attorney. Still, you must be looking forward to it.
I have a few things I have to iron out. But I'm doing what I can to put my life back together.
I hope so. Can I help you bring your stuff down to your car?
Well, there he is. The brightest, the smartest, the handsomest boy in Santa Barbara. Home for lunch.
Can I meet him?
Did I mention the funniest, too? Just wait till you see the special lunch I've got prepared for you in the kitchen.
Why do I get a special lunch?
Because I love you.
What's going on, Mom?
What, does something has to be going on for a mother to prepare lunch for the son she loves?
You got that look in your eye. The kind of look you get when you put one of your plans in motion.
What look? What are you talking about?
Come on, Mom. I know you better than that. You're up to something.
You going paranoid on me, Brandon?
Whenever you try and make something happen, it's always a disaster.
Thanks for having so much faith in your dear old mom. Why don't you go eat your lunch? You need to get some nutrition on your lunch hour instead of gabbing with me. Go on.
Mom, could you do me just one little favor?
Sure. What?
Whatever you got planned, don't do it.
Wonderful day, isn't it, Bunny?
What makes it so wonderful?
Oh, it's always a wonderful day when I'm back in the driver's seat.
How do you figure that?
Oh, because I'm going to get Mason to help me get Brandon.
Now I know you've gone off the deep end. Mason will be the first one packing Brandon's things.
No, this time Mason really is going to help me keep Brandon.
Okay, even if he does, how long is that going to get you?
I don't know, but as long as I have Brandon, it doesn't really matter.
You know Cece's not going to give up, no matter what Mason does. So you're just talking about a temporary solution.
Well, I'm sorry, Bunny, but that's the best I can do right now.
I can do you better. I can fix it so Cece can never lay his hands on Brandon.
How?
You'd have him forever.
How?
Gene, I've told you this before. I'm going to tell you again. With all my heart, all my soul, all my being, with everything I've got.
Tell me already!
You, me, and Brandon, we leave town now. Right now.
Excuse me. You're dead.
What is going on in here?
That's what I'd like to know. Who the hell is this guy?
Meet Ethan Asher, the new DA.
Mr. Asher, I'm sorry we reacted the way we did, but your resemblance to Zach Kelton is incredible.
You actually thought a dead man who was front page news for weeks could walk right in here past all the law enforcement officials who work in this building and only be noticed by you three?
If you knew anything about Zach Kelton, you'd know that would have been a piece of cake for him.
I must admit, if you're not expecting it, the resemblance is quite strong.
Well, they're just going to have to get used to it.
Or not.
Excuse me, Father, if you have no further business here, I'd like a few words with Ms. Wainwright.
Excuse me.
I'll be back later.
I don't suppose I should be surprised by your total lack of professional decorum. It certainly typifies the way this office has been run the last few years. You've done a dismal job, Ms. Wainwright. And by my estimation, it's going to take me weeks, maybe even months to unravel the mess you're leaving behind. But I will leave this office straight. And I'm going to give back to Santa Barbara what it hasn't had up until this point. A completely competent, ethical district attorney.
Why, you pompous ass. If you had an ounce of common sense, you'd realize that Julia salvaged this department from the wreckage that Keith Timmons left behind. And I look forward to the day that we sit across from you in a courtroom. We'll wipe the floor with you. Come on, Julia.
Well, I look forward to that day in court, too, Capua. Oh, by the way, Ms. Wainwright, before you go, I would like all the files of the cases you've been working on.
Here they are. I still can't believe you turned down that job.
It just wasn't right for me.
Oh, I can understand that. Twice as much money, good chance for advancement, a woman boss, so you don't have to worry about a cigar-smoking lech chasing you around the desk. I mean, what woman wouldn't turn down a job like that? You're looking at her.
You don't know all the circumstances, Lisa.
Right. I mean, maybe she just didn't want to get into the dog-eat-dog world of business. I mean, you didn't want to end up like that woman in Working Girl, right? I mean, the mean one, not the one who ended up with Harrison Ford.
When you're done babbling.
You wouldn't want to end up like her.
Really, I still don't understand.
But the only reason I even considered taking that job was because I thought Scotty had recommended me for it.
Run that past me again?
I thought he wanted me to leave the clinic. And when I asked him, he said he didn't. So?
So?
Well, I couldn't just leave.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but it's not like you're doing brain surgery there. I mean, you're filing, you're typing. I mean, they could get by with somebody else.
Thank you so much for building up my self-esteem. I really appreciate it.
All right, I'm sorry. Really, I didn't mean any of that as a put-down. Except the part about you being stupid for not taking the job.
Look, why don't we just drop it, okay?
Unless, of course,
I knew you wouldn't
you
drop it.
enjoy working side by side with a man that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, not to mention his fiancée.
I think that Emily has a great idea. Let's drop it.
All right.
Anybody want dessert?
One more thing. You know, it may not be obvious to you, but it sure is obvious to me why you didn't take that job.
Hot Fudge Sundae! Yeah! Give me 5.
Hi, I didn't hear you come in. How long have you been standing there? Scott, what's wrong? Something wrong?
I've been walking around trying to figure that out, Heather.
What happened? Did Jed screw up something in the house?
No, this has nothing to do with the house.
Well, then tell me what it is.
Did you recommend Celeste for that other job?
You heard her say that a man recommended her?
Yeah, I heard her.
And besides, I don't know anyone who works at that company.
A lady from Collier Pharmaceuticals called our house and asked for Jed. Are you telling me that that was just a coincidence?
All right, Scott, yeah, I recommended her, but I don't know why you're being so accusatory about it.
You go around my back and...
That isn't your back. This has nothing to do with you. This has to do with Celeste. Besides, Jed brought it up. I didn't. And he wasn't being devious at all. He just said that he knew somebody who needed a new secretary. It was a really good job, and it paid really good money, so he recommended Celeste.
You make it sound so simple,
It
Heather.
is.
Then why didn't you tell me?
Because I knew you'd be angry.
You're damn right I'm angry.
Why, Scott? She could have had a great future at that company. What future does she have here?
And now you're telling me you did it for Celeste?
As a matter of fact, I did it for all three of us.
Oh, your generosity is boundless.
Don't be sarcastic, Scott. If you haven't noticed, it's been a little tense and uncomfortable.
It hasn't been for me.
No, of course not. Talk about a rooster in a hen house. You've got 2 women fawning all over you. What more can any man
don't
want?
throw this off on me, Heather. I'm not the one who lied. You are. I have been honest with you right from the beginning. But you, on the other hand, have been going around here acting as if you're so upset because she was leaving. Then you were happy because she was going to stay.
At least
Meanwhile, you were orchestrating the whole damn thing.
At least I was honest enough to admit that I don't want her here anymore.
Why not?
Because, Scott, I'll say it. She's a threat to our relationship. She's a threat, and I want her gone.
You really believe that Celeste is a threat to you?
No, I want to get rid of her because she makes lousy coffee.
Look, don't be sarcastic, all right?
Why can't you face it, Scott?
Because it isn't true, Heather. Celeste is not a threat to you. You've managed to dream this up in your head. And I'm sorry, but I can't deal with these insecurities 24 hours a day.
You're telling me that it's all in my head. If Celeste isn't a threat, then why is she still here?
What?
Do you think I'm a total idiot, Scott? What? Oh, I know. I'll tell her that Celeste isn't after me, that she doesn't mean anything to me. Dumb old Heather will buy it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Scott, the woman needs money. She's living in a 1-bedroom apartment with her 2 sisters. She turns down a job that pays her twice as much as this so she can stay here.
You heard what she said, Heather. She feels close ties to this neighborhood.
She wants to be close to you, Scott.
Look, if you can't be rational about this...
Rational? Oh.
Heather, I told you right from the beginning that Celeste and I were just friends. I've been nothing but honest with you.
And I've had your honesty rubbed into my face by all of your high school friends, by Celeste's 2 sisters. I don't know, with all them pushing together, why didn't you ever sleep with her?
What did you say?
I said, I don't know why you never slept with Celeste. Don't you think it's kind of interesting that you never told me that?
Why would I tell you that, Heather? Now I'm supposed to tell you everything that I didn't do?
Scott, you knew how I felt about it. You had to know how to make me feel.
All right, well, now that you know that we didn't sleep together, do you feel any better?
No. No, I don't, because I think the reason you didn't tell me is because it was something that you desperately wanted to do, that it's something
Heather,
that you still
Heather,
wanted
I think we should stop right now, okay? Look, maybe we should just... Heather!
By the way, I'm sorry about Lisa.
What? I can't hear you. Your mouth is full of ice cream.
I know, give me a second. There goes another 1,000 calories. I said I'm sorry about Lisa.
What did she do?
About what she said about you and Scott and you staying at the clinic because of him and all that.
Well, she's right for the most part, so...
That still doesn't give her an excuse. Sometimes she can be really rude. She's always shooting off at the mouth and she's saying all kinds of mean things and getting herself in a lot of trouble.
So why are you apologizing for?
Because she doesn't do it herself. And because she's my sister. And I love her. I am so full.
Oh, me too.
You know, sometimes it feels really good to do something bad. You know what I mean? It's like having this big secret.
Are we talking about hot fudge sundaes here?
You know what I mean. You know, sometimes I think I'm too straight. And that's why I hate getting good grades. I mean, I understand why I have to and everything, but sometimes I just want to be really bad, you know what I mean? Like the heroine in Megan Richardson's last book. It was about this woman, and she studied piano at the Sorbonne, and then she had an affair with this married man, right? And he dumped her, so she became a stripper at the Moulin Rouge. And then she like really freaked out, and he dumped her, and she became a prostitute. And it was so wicked and forbidden that it was, I don't know, it was just really exciting. Celeste?
It's not.
What's not?
That kind of life. It's nothing but degrading. It's not exciting.
I know, but it's fun to think about sometimes.
Emily, I want you to promise me something, all right? Do me a favor. Don't ever lose your perspective on life. Because the way you think is wonderful. Right?
Okay, if you say so.
You have one bite left.
I have to. If you don't, I will.
I certainly have my work cut out for me.
That's why the Attorney General wants you here, Ethan.
Yes, well, this Timmons was a disaster, and Wainwright wasn't much better.
Well, she was infinitely better. She just let her personal feelings get in the way.
Yes, well, now she's history. But he isn't.
Police inspector.
Yes, well, he thinks he's Dirty Harry. He runs the department like it was his own personal private investigation firm.
Now, listen, Ethan,
Yes,
this
well,
particular cop, he's...
Hello? This is Ethan Asher. Who am I speaking with? Sergeant Marcus, yes. Well, there should be a memo from the Attorney General's office, and it should be posted at your eye level. I'd like you to read it right now. Right, well, you're speaking to the new district attorney. I want Cruz Castillo in my office immediately.
Do you think it's possible that that man could be a bigger jerk than Keith?
No.
Thank you for what you said. I couldn't believe it when he turned around in that chair. He looked just like Zach. I was speechless for once.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Anyway, you're right. We are going to wipe the courtroom floor with him.
So you're not having any second thoughts about turning down assistant DA?
Are you kidding? I wouldn't last with that man for 2 minutes. Can you imagine working with a man with that kind of an ego?
My ego is only slightly smaller, but I'm not that difficult to work with. At least not impossible.
I'm wondering if I'm stepping out of one nightmare into another one.
What do you mean? I thought you had decided to give the partnership a try.
We haven't even gotten through the doors yet, and we're on opposite sides of the same case.
Well, if you're referring to Gina, yeah, we have reached a stalemate.
All right, let me ask you something. How do you think your father's going to feel when you pull the rug out from under him?
I don't see that my father has to know.
You're not going to do this again, are you? Going back to all the deception and all the lies with your father? You've been good for a couple of days.
But my intentions have nothing to do with my father, Julia, except in the way he's indirectly affected by my attempt to protect Brandon.
Indirectly? I'd say there's nothing indirect about it. You might as well slap him across the face.
I'm just trying to protect Brandon from the same fate I suffered.
All right, we're getting off the subject. The real bottom line here is that we're giving in to Gina's blackmail.
You seem to conveniently forget that the whole reason I'm going through this is to free myself so that I can marry you.
Well, we've waited this long. We might as well wait a little longer.
You were so desperate before.
Maybe I was a little desperate, but not desperate enough to give in to Gina's demands. I walked out of a job that I loved because I allowed the end to justify the means. It won't happen again.
You know how attractive you are when you're angry.
You know, this isn't going to work. You're trying to seduce me.
Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah. That's what you're doing, and it's not going to work because I'm not going to give in. Just because we fight doesn't mean that we're going to make love. I'm not giving in. Not yet. Now.
Good luck on your geometry test.
Geography.
Whatever.
Me and Brandon. We'd make a great family.
What, running away from Cece forever?
I promise you, he'd never find out. I got connections. We could have a new life in every way.
How am I supposed to explain to Brandon that his new name is Joey or Billy or whatever we call him?
Kids are great at adjusting to things like that, Gina. It's an adventure.
Yeah, well, I got enough adventure in my life. Finally got some money in the bank.
Mason's going to help me hang on to Brandon, and I can take it from there.
You're not looking at the big picture.
Yes, I am. And I see myself smiling because I've won, and I'm rubbing Cece's nose in it.
He's not going to leave you alone as long as you're here. You know that. But if you leave town...
Bunny, you keep talking about me leaving town. And you say that it's for my sake. But I'm beginning to think there's something you're running away from. Level with me, Bunny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. Keep talking about this Fantasyland travel log you want to take me on because you want to leave town. I want to know why.
You're telling me that I don't care about you?
I didn't say you don't care about me. I know you care about me, and I care about you. That's why I want to know. Are you in some kind of trouble?
No.
Bonnie, don't lie to me.
And quit pushing.
Oh, you think I'm being pushy? I thought I was being a friend. You know, we share a lot of secrets, Bunny. You know you can trust me. I know a lot about you. All about your family, your Uncle Mario. Even what size you wear in a formal gown. Now, come on, how much closer can two people get?
I just can't talk to you about this, Gina.
You can't talk. We won't talk!
Great. Good job. Way to go, Nardo.
You're coming with us, Mr. Tagliati.
So were you and Celeste close?
How do you mean close?
I mean, did you go out?
For a while, yeah. We were high school sweethearts. No big deal.
Was it a big deal back then?
I don't remember. I'll take out my high school yearbook and take a look, okay? I gave her my class ring. Whoopee.
Good grief, you guys were practically engaged.
Oh, come on. It was kid stuff.
So how did it end? Do you remember that?
Well, after graduation, I was going off to college and she wasn't. And, you know, grow apart.
Well, Scott, she's not exactly an ugly woman. It could make a man wonder what he's been missing all these years. What they say, you never get over your first love, first love, first love.
What the hell's going on?
Why did you tell him, Jed?
I didn't. The lady called here. Sorry, Heather. Sorry.
I've ruined everything.
Hi. Mother said she needed these. I hope I didn't take too long for lunch.
It's not here.
I thought she had to get to this right away. Are you all right, Scotty?
No.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I guess I'm trying to figure out how you and Heather got into a conversation where the fact that you and I never slept together came up.
What are you talking about?
You wouldn't come right out and say something like that to her, would you?
Of course I wouldn't, Scotty.
Well, it wasn't just a wild guess, Celeste.
No. I don't know how she could have found something like that out. Lisa.
Lisa? Why would Lisa
I don't know. I came back from my break, and Lisa and Emily were talking to her, and it seemed really tense when I walked in, but I don't think Lisa would say something to purposely cause problems. I don't understand why that would upset Heather, Scotty. I don't get it.
Heather felt it must have been important to us since I didn't tell her. Is it? Does it matter to you that we never slept together?
I think about it sometimes. What about you?
Yeah. I do too sometimes.
Maybe I should go.
Maybe you should.
Brandon, it's great to see you.
Hi, Father Michael.
Hey, you're looking a little down today. What's going on?
My mom was in a really great mood today.
I'm afraid I don't get the connection.
She was in the kind of mood she gets in when she's up to something. I just needed somebody to talk to.
Well, you came to the right place.
What are all the boxes from?
These are my boxes for the rummage sale. And in fact, I got 2 more to go, then I'll be all done. I'll tell you then we'll have a nice long talk. Deal?
Sure.
All right, I'll be right back.
I'm Tom Brokaw. Meet a family which survived the killing fields of Cambodia. Relive their escape and